So you recently performed with Eminem in Hawaii to a huge. How many people were in the
stadium? I don't know.
It was a lot. It was a
It was
stadium.
a lot. It was like 30 to 50,000 people.
Insane amounts.
Yeah.
Wow.
First of all, tell me, what does meeting Eminem mean to you? I mean, was that something that you listened to a lot?
I haven't been like yes, of course. Like he's the first rap verse I ever memorized on Forgot About Dre. And you know, I was so young. I remember my sister took 2 sides of a tape. I'm dating myself right now, but these old cassette tapes, and she had it on each side of it that she had done for me. And dude, I mean, it's Eminem, bro. You know what I mean? It's like the GOAT. Yeah. So
GOAT, really.
I was excited that he first and foremost had invited me to come do the show.
How did that invite come through?
It's a long story. It's a long story. It's like,
we got time.
Yeah,
but I understand
know.
if you don't want to say it.
I can't explain, but it was very cool. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. But I get this invite from him.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's recognition from really the highest place. Right?
Insane. So we're in Hawaii, and I'm there, and I'm just like really stoked, and I know I'm gonna meet him. But the whole time I was like, cool, like whatever, like it's all good, like yeah, this is cool. And even in the stadium, like I wasn't really nervous about the fact that I'm in a stadium. I was just excited. It was my first time performing in Hawaii. I've always wanted to perform, never had. So I was just excited. And then I didn't realize the magnitude of shit until, his security guards tell my security guards to tell me that it's time. And so it's like a 7-minute trek through the stadium. Like I get in like a car and I go through all the gnarliest shit. And we walk there, and I'm there with Paul Rosenberg, who's over at Def Jam. He's the president of Def Jam, and he's his manager. So I don't know if you remember those old the first songs he would do, and he would like Paul would call and be like, "You can't say this crazy ass shit," blah blah blah, and that was him. So we're there, and he walks me backstage, and who did I see first? I'm trying to remember. I think Alchemist came out. So Alchemist is an incredible producer. He's also a super ill spitter, and he's Eminem's DJ. And he's just like, I mean, he's worked with everybody. He's been around everybody, Primo and Dilla, and I mean, just huge staple in hip hop for me and for many others. And so he was super cool as shit. And then I saw Royce the 5'9", and Royce, me and him are homies. So seeing him made me a lot more comfortable, which was really awesome. And then Mr. Porter was there, and he was super cool. I didn't know. I was like, oh, I never met this guy. And he was just like so just cool and open and nice. And then Eminem came out. And Eminem comes out in a fucking hoodie, and he's like, "Rapkin in a napkin." No, I'm just kidding. Napkin. Just got candy. Boxes. No, he's talking normally. Anyway, so he walks out. Super fucking cool, man. Just like so. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm nervous, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm fucking nervous." Like, I just let him know. I'm like, "Yo, you guys, if I'm being weird, this is a big deal for me." And I was like, "Look, I get it." And I wasn't trying to sound like I didn't like say this because I didn't want to sound like an asshole, but it's like I know what it's like when people are nervous to meet me.
Yeah.
And they're like shaking and like crying and shit. But I get it, and I'm always cool about it. But I didn't want to come off that way. But I also didn't want to come off disingenuine, like, "What's up?
Yeah.
How's it
Hey
going?
man, nice to meet you.
Yeah. What's up, Marshall?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was genuine. I was just like, dude, if I seem a little weird or a little red in the face, it's because I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm so happy to be here with you.
Well, I'll say I saw you kind of gushing on
Twitter,
and I thought it was very sweet, very
Yeah.
sincere.
Thanks.
I could tell you were so excited.
It was such a I think it's good. It's such a meaningful experience, and you were very expressive about that. I think that's very cool.
Yeah, it had to be so honest. But the cool thing, like, I've met a lot of people, and they've so many of them have been insanely cool, and they invite you in, and it's like, "Hey, what's up?" And you guys just kind of talk for a while, and then if they want, because I'm not big on pictures. I don't want to invade anybody's space. I don't want somebody to think I'm there for a picture. But it typically tends to benefit both parties if you guys take a picture and post it on Instagram, because everybody gets excited that you're together. But they were like, "We want a picture," and I was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." And so we took a picture, but the biggest thing was just talking hip hop. We talked about freestyles versus writtens versus like the era we're in and the time and the shit you could say and the shit you can't say. And he's like, "I just say it," like But it's just like all this stuff. It was a really special experience, and I won't really get into what we talked about because it's a memory for me.
Yeah.
And it was really special. But everybody, it wasn't just M, man. It was Mr. Porter and Royce and Paul and Alchemist. They were all just so kind, and we were chill for like 20 minutes.
That's awesome.
Like, I had to go to the stage right after that, and it was an incredible experience I'll always cherish. And he's a really good dude, man. And he just loves rap.
Right.
He just loves rap.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
pretty sick.
I'm glad you had that experience.
Me too. It was a.
Well, actually, you were supposed to come on the podcast last week.
That's why I
Right.
couldn't
And
do
then-
it. It was
yeah.
the same day.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, man, just so you know, I'm not going to. I heard from Dan, from your manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Eminem invited him to do a show in Hawaii. And I was like, that motherfucker to blow me up for Eminem.
Totally.
No, I was like, oh, that's a legit reason.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But I wasn't even like I met fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce, bro,
Yeah.
and they were super cool.
Right.
They were like royalty. It was weird.
They
walked
are
in,
like
and I was
royalty.
God, this is like insane.
Did they have that aura of royalty?
They walked in like slow motion. Like, you know those like 90s movies when the white girl walks in and it's like, boom, 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 and it's like, oh my God, it's Jenna.
Right.
Yeah, that was Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's wild.
But Eminem, it was different. But I was also bombarded by Jay-Z and Beyonce. I was in New York at this spot called Legacy Records, which I love to go. Not to flex, but I was at Jerry Seinfeld's house.
Ooh, that's a flex.
That's a flex.
That's an
That
aggressive
is a
flex.
Yeah, and his
Don't
wife
flex on me like that.
and his
It
wife
hurt.
was like, "You got to try this spot," and I was like, "I really
You
want
were
to get
at
a
Jerry
steak."
Seinfeld's house?
Yeah,
Back it up. in Manhattan, where does he live? Don't give me the address. I'm just curious what borough.
he's in,
I think
he's
it's
in the
public.
city. But the wild part is he wasn't there. So I met him in
Oh.
Vegas.
Oh.
I met him in Vegas, and he was there was literally nobody there. He just walks in, and he's like, "Oh my God, how's it going? What are you talking about? This is crazy."
Wait, he knew you.
Yeah, he knew me because of his wife. Well, they had saw my
His
performance.
wife's a fan.
Yeah, Jessica.
Interesting.
She's super cool.
Oh, wow.
And so, but their daughter as well, Sasha, who's really sweet. And so they saw me on the Grammys when I basically was like,
Right.
these countries aren't shitholes. And,
Oh, Shreddy.
Shreddy. And yeah, they were super cool. And then he was supposed to be there, but he had a gig. And I was like, cool, I don't give a shit. I just want to hang out with you guys. You guys seem super cool. So I went to their house and we all just hung out and like got food. And then she told me about this spot called Legacy Records, his wife. So we went to Legacy Records.
That's a restaurant?
Yeah, it's like a restaurant lounge bar. It's like really cool. It sounds super bougie, but it's like very chill. It's not weird. And so we go, and I go a couple times. And then, so this is one of the later times that I was there for something. I forget what. Anyway, and we're just chilling. And in fucking walks Jay-Z.
Damn, that's
and
a spot.
we hear that the door opened. We hear that.
did it.
Oh, it's all good? Okay.
Yeah.
We hear that Jay-Z was like next door. And I was like, oh, that's cool, but he's probably not going to come over here. Like, no big deal. And then Pepe, my security guard, walks over. And he goes like this, and he shows the Rockefeller diamond, like real chill. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I stood up, and I just like walked over, and I was like,
That's so
what's
funny.
up, brother? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. So I guess I wasn't as nervous for that because I didn't really know
It was
was
suddenly.
coming.
It was like a
Yeah.
sudden
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. But with Eminem, it was like weird. It was one of the most nervous
Huge
I've
build
ever
up.
But the crazy shit is I was so nervous when I met M, but by the time I left, it felt like a friend.
That's,
Now that was so cool.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't weird. Yeah.
Man. Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David are
yeah,
like our
that's just what I was
our
thinking.
idols. So yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty
So
great.
tell
I just
me,
did that.
was Jerry's like a billionaire? Was his house fucking out of this world?
It was insane.
Or was it modest?
But I only saw like 2 stories of it. So
What did it smell like?
I'm pretty sure he's got like a 5-story.
Yeah, he's got his own building
it's
there.
insane.
That is wild.
It was cool, man. I mean, not to like give the details of his house away so he doesn't get
What was
robbed.
the
or anything.
address?
It was
No, Jerry's got it on lockdown.
what's
I
the
couldn't
what's the Simpsons address? 6 something
He had a
Evergreen
Simpsons
Terrace.
address?
No, I was just giving you bullshit. Yeah. No, it was super cool though. It was really sweet. It was really nice.
Mm.
It was cool. His wife loves to cook.
Yeah, I see on it. I follow her on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like the sweet. She's
She
like
cooks.
so cool.
Yeah, she's a
she's
sweetheart.
gnarly.
You got to be a special character, I feel like, to marry Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Oh,